Hello. This week's is a bit of a wild ride. This is Buster Keaton, and Buster Keaton is just lovely. So this is Once Upon a Time with Buster Keaton. He was 65 when they shot this episode. He died like 5 years after this from lung cancer. He wasn't even told he had lung cancer. He just was told he had bronchitis or something. But it's very sad. Anyway, so Buster Keaton, for those of you who are living under a rock, is probably the greatest comedic genius of the silent era. And yes, I do know about Charlie Chaplin. Buster Keaton was the pioneer of this, and Charlie Chaplin did refine on this, but Buster Keaton has just this... The comedic timing of this man is impeccable. Mwah! So the first part of this episode is shot very much like a silent movie, very much like the early part of the career of Buster Keaton, with, intermission cards, and it's censored, and it has, it says oink oink and cluck cluck and stuff like that. And we also see there's a bit of a skit about inflation in here. It's a very powerful setup where it says sirloin steak, 17 cents. We do know that he is eventually going to see another sign for sirloin steak, which of course we do. There is so much to say about Buster Keaton's just absolute magnificent talent, and his comedic timing is flawless. Just when he does not get hit by the carriage, just this little tiny detail, when he just spins around, it makes it look like he completely missed this carriage, which of course is absolutely ridiculous, and he sells it so well. It's just heartwarming to see. Also, you didn't have squelching noises in the silent movie era, of course. So in order to tell people that you were wet, you did this sort of leg shake, which looks very hokey, but this is how you signal that you were wet. Moving on, he gets into a time helmet, which has a one dial that sets for year, not date, no nothing. And he's zapped to 1962. Of course, we discussed this before, that just moving through time itself would lead you in empty space, because you need to move with the planet and the star and the galaxy as it revolves. So this would be a bad idea if it just moved you through time. But hand-waving magic, it's fine. So there's a lot that happens in this episode. We're not going to go into all the details. I do like the TV and the screen when he's that fella in the window over there. Of course, you can't film a TV well, so they're just filming a blank square, and then they superimpose the footage on top of it. So Rollo, the electronic scientist, whatever that is played by Stanley Adams, who you might recognize from Breakfast at Tiffany's. Whereas Jesse White, who was the repairman, he then got a bunch of gigs doing a Mayday repairman, I think it was called. Mayday repairman. He did commercials as the Mayday repairman, which was kind of cool. I think he got it because of this part. He did really quite well. Don't touch my tools. There's a script continuity issue where Buster has the cash in his left pocket when he pays for the trousers, but then they are moved over to the right pocket when he pays the repairman, unless he has two stashes of cash, which just magically appear in these pants for some reason. We don't know. Why does the helmet wait for 3 minutes? That bothers me, because the first time, just puts the helmet on, turns the knob, and poof, right? He's moved from 1890 to 1962. And when he then sends the scientist back to 1962, all he does is shove the helmet on his head, turn it, and poof, he's there. But when Rollo puts it on, he twists it and then checks his watch, and there's a running thing with, in 3 minutes I'll be heading back. It's strange why the helmet is waiting. We don't know how that works. Rollo also pushes a man who is selling out of that push. This is a very sort of comedic, slapstick humor thing, but he's selling that push a lot. Very natural. And of course, Rollo is a bit miffed that there are no ultrasonic cathodes in 1890. I don't think there are any ultrasonic cathodes now, but it sounds important and nice. The next episode for next week is 5 Characters in Search of an Exit, which is a very deep and weird episode, and I so look forward to seeing you then. Take care. Bye.